Ethereum and the rest of the crypto market has been pretty unexciting recently, but things look like they could be taking a turnaround for the Ethereum price as well as Bitcoin and the rest of the cryptocurrency market. And what is happening not just in the shorter time frames but in the bigger time frame is super exciting for Ethereum. So what I can see right now on the 4-hour chart is is after this big drop towards the downside, and we're now sort of playing into a bit of a consolidation phase where we're struggling to break above this $3,400 level, but we are starting to put in these higher lows. And right this second, we're testing around the 20-period moving average, and we appear to be finding some support here. So what I expect to see is potentially another bounce towards the upside and to retest this key level here. However, if we're unable to retest and break through, then I think it's more than likely that we're going to come down and retest to around the $3,000 level before we see a bounce towards the upside. And however, this ascending triangle is more of a bullish pattern with around 63% break towards the upside, but that's not necessarily very exciting compared to the Ethereum price prediction, which I have on the cards later on in the video. Bearing in mind the larger scale pattern that is being shown, I just want to jump across to the Bitcoin chart before we look too much further into Ethereum. Now, in terms of looking at the Bitcoin chart right now, you can see we're consolidating into this symmetrical triangle. We retested the bottom side as Ethereum has just done exactly the same and is now starting to put in these sort of indecision doji candles and could potentially push towards the upside. So realistically, if Bitcoin is able to push towards the sort of 43k level or beyond and break towards the upside, then that's when we're going to see that Ethereum rising wedge break out. But potentially, if it fails, we could see Bitcoin take a dip down towards these levels, which is around 42k. And it's important, guys, if we look back, we can see that this peak here, again, we saw a peak and then we dropped and tested its support multiple times. So actually right now, this could be a very good buying opportunity, in my opinion, for both Bitcoin and Ethereum. Obviously, potentially could see it drop further, but when you see the upside potential for Ethereum, it could change your mind a bit. Now, what I want to do, guys, is show you this pattern, which has been showing in the one-day chart for Ethereum. From our previous swing high all the way back midway through last year, we then put in a second higher high at around the 12th of November. And on the bottom, you can see that we've had multiple touch points throughout time where we've now had another bounce off this level. So as I've said, if we're unable to hold in this area here, we could potentially take a dip to this line before seeing a bounce towards the upside. Now, in my opinion, once we can break out of this trend, this is the next bullish price target for Ethereum, which will be all the way up at around $5,294. Something as well that's giving me a bit more confirmation is we can see this pattern as well, which is ultimately a bullish pattern. When we have a falling wedge pattern like this, we can see we've had multiple touch points on each side, and ultimately, if we're able to break out of this small triangle here, we will break the top line of this, and then we could potentially see our move happening towards this level up here. Now, bearing in mind, as we look at the chart, this is around sort of 1st of April. It could potentially take longer. Looking at the Bitcoin chart, it looks like more likely the start of May, where we could be seeing these huge price predictions for Ethereum as well as Bitcoin. At the moment, there's a huge amount of fear in the Ethereum market as well as Bitcoin and all the rest of the cryptocurrencies. And this is when we get hype, and this is where most people are buying at, and ultimately this is when we should be selling. If you watch what most people do, guys, they will buy around this point because they get FOMO and they get excited, but that's really where we want to be potentially selling, or at least not buying. And then when we're down at these levels, we get a lot of fear entering the market, and that's ultimately where we want to be buying. When everyone's scared and offloading their crypto for cheap, we can buy. Then we can see a potentially huge upside from a current price all the way up to the next potential price target. If it is able to maintain and push up to a higher high, will be another 62% increase, which, given the size of the market cap, guys, is absolutely massive. So potentially times to be loading up, not to be burying your head in the sand and running away with fear. If you're stressing about what's happening in crypto right now, the markets are designed to make you feel that way, when actually this is when we shouldn't be sort of stressing and in fear, because the market has already dropped. Rather, we should actually be calmer and looking to make the best of opportunities, because this is when the opportunities are there for Ethereum as well as Bitcoin. After burning over $6 billion of Ethereum so far, Ethereum is obviously a very deflationary asset and is likely to overall have an upwards trend, which we know. Also, looking across at the amount of leverage trades versus the price at the moment, the price is quite low and the amount of leverage or shorts in place is pretty high. So it could well be a time for a short squeeze to come in to Ethereum right now. So let's pay attention to what's happening, because it could be a really exciting move coming up in the next week or so. Guys, if you got this far through the video, please hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button to be kept up to date with all the latest happening in crypto, as well as moving into some NFTs as well. Thanks very much for watching. See you soon. Bye-bye.